Bully fam, Hardcut Bully Kennels in the building. We hard in the house with the litter, the new litter. American Bully Puppies. Standard. This is one of the best mothers in the game. You see what they producing. It's that boy Legend over there wishing he could get some attention. Chill out, boy. You can really tell the Legend and Cream are very close because she don't mind him being in the room. Other than that, she would be trying to tear his head off. Anybody else tries to come in this room, she tries to tear their head off. But today I want to talk about, let's register the litter. What is the fastest way to get your litter registered? Legend, stop. Leave him alone. I'm going to keep an eye on him. What's the fastest way to get your litter registered? And for me, the best thing for you to do is to go to the ABKC website and register the litter online. The ABKC is the American Bully Club, the American Bully Kennel Club. It was established in 2004. This is 2025, so as you can tell, it ain't been around very long. The American Bully breed has not been around very long. They started in the 1980s and 90s, and leave them alone. Go. No. Go. But anyway, 2004 is started by Dave Wilson, who is one of the founders of the ABKC. It's not the only founder, but one of the founders. He's also one of the guys who started Razor's Edge. I believe he did start Razor's Edge. So he does know how to do breeding right. There's been controversy with the American Bully, of course. But I think we got it narrowed down because I think we are definitely making healthy bullies. Legend, leave her alone. Leave her alone. She's not old enough to be playing yet. Leave her alone. I don't like him touching her, bumping noses with him, or anything like that. You don't want to get him anything from outside, but he's okay where he is. So in order to get your litter registered online, you're going to have all the information from the dame and the sire, that is the male and the female that had the breeding done. You're going to have all that information. In order to do that, you need to go ahead and make sure you have their papers. Now, me, myself, I keep everybody in the same type of folder, but this is one of the jackets that you will get when you apply for your registration. And you need the mother and father's real pedigree papers. I'm not trying not to show you the number, but this is the registration for Hardcut Devo, and this one is for Hardcut Mystique Cream. Okay, and that registry shows the whole pedigree of the dog. But the most important thing is I have their ABKC registered number. And with that, I can start to fill out the registration. First thing it's going to ask you is all information on the dame. That is the female of the breeding. It's going to ask you her name, her color, her ABKC number. And you put all of that in and you get her registered in with her name and everything. And then you go back and do the same thing for the sire, which is the male of the litter. The reason that we want to do the litter registration online is because it's the quickest way to get the paperwork back for the puppy. Legend, stop. Sit down. Sit down. You can't get in here with them. Why do we want the paperwork back quick? Because it is one of my pet peeves, one of my biggest pet peeves, to sell a puppy and they don't have papers. One thing that I hate to hear, and I hate to hear people say, is, yeah, I got the dog and he's going to give me the papers later. The papers are on the way. I hate that. I have bought dogs 4 or 5 years ago, and I'm still waiting on their paperwork because of that same little hustle. And that's what it is, a scam. They don't have the paperwork ready. They ain't ready. Don't you can't buy the puppy if they ain't ready. It's like having a dog, a car, but you don't have the title for it. You can't go buy the car from them. They don't have the title. The registration is the title. So I have ensured that every time my customers buy a puppy, they have the paperwork as soon as they get there. Now, these pups are 2 weeks old, and I have the paperwork for the mother and the father. The ABKC takes 3 to 4 weeks to register a litter, to do the paperwork and everything. So if this is the second week, and I sent the paperwork in, that's 6 weeks. They go home at 10 weeks, maybe 9. So I'm cutting it close if I do it that way. Stop, legend, leave her, legend. I said, leave her alone. Leave her alone. So now that you have to have the mother and father's paperwork. So that's the first thing. Sometimes I don't register all my dogs until it's time for them to breed. I have a lot of puppies, a lot of dogs. There's Black Pearl out there letting somebody know that she's not playing. She's having puppies in a few days. But if you go ahead and get the paperwork started now, you'll have it done in plenty of time. This 2 weeks old right now. I have the mother and father's paperwork. I'm going to register the litter online, and then I'll have the paperwork in about a couple weeks, because I'm going to rush it. And if that comes in a couple weeks, then the pups are only 4 weeks old. So that's almost 6 weeks left before anybody needs some papers. So there's no excuse. There's no excuse for them to not have the papers. You're just not organized. You're not doing business right if you don't have the papers for the pups. And I don't do that. So there's a rush fee. I'll rush everything. Especially if I went on and had the litter and one of the parents ain't registered, the sire or the dame ain't registered, then I got to go get them registered first. Now, I can't do that online. I believe you probably can, but I've just never tried that. I have to send that in. So I send that in, I get that rush back. It's the second week. It came back last week, so it only took me about a week to get everything I needed back to start the litter registration. But now that I have that paperwork, I can go ahead and register the litter online. That way, I don't have to go through the process of mailing the paperwork in and getting it done and then getting it mailed back. And I cut out all the human error. The mail truck might have a flat tire or something roll off, or I don't know anything might happen that could delay this process, and I don't want to do that for my customers. So I do the most efficient thing, which is to register the litter online. Okay, I'm gonna try to do this and not show too many numbers, but once you get it done, you get a packet back like this. That's if you apply for the packet. It's like $40. You get the packet, and you get the application for permanent registration. And that's the little blue one. When you turn this little blue one in, you get the real registration certificate. So when you go to the breeder, he's going to give you this one, which is the application. On that application, you can fill out how fast you want it to get here, if you want the binder or not packet. I call it a packet, but it's a binder. And then you fill out the dog's name, the puppy's new name right down there in those blocks. All my puppies start with hard cut. So when you get your paperwork, those first few blocks will already say hard cut, and then you put in your dog's name. When you get through with that, you'll be ready to send everything in. When you get that back, you get the real registration papers that shows the whole pedigree of the dog. You won't have that pedigree until you send in that first papers. So that is why every time we have a puppy sold, we have papers with them right then. We don't have no games to play. We want you to have a great start, and we want the puppy to have a great start. So we're going to do our part. When you get it to your house, then it's on you. we're gonna do everything on our part to have it ready when you get ready. So you need to come on out the bench for the big win, man. And get you something more cut. It's